Hey guys, what's up? This is, well, y'all know what it is. You click the title of the video. It's patch notes. There's not much to set up for this one. I don't have a lot going on either, nothing to sell or nothing. I'm just going to tell y'all that if you like the energy, if you like what's going on, you want to just check out the community, Twitch link, Twitter, everything, description below. Please check that out. This is the start of the channel truly. I've been doing experimenting, so do come back, check it out. And I will be posting a lot more as I climb as well. I plan on getting the accolades to back it all. So, without further ado, I'll see y'all in the video. Bye. Hey guys, what's up? So, I actually just recorded 2 videos. And both of them had no audio. So, I'm going to redo it. And I would really appreciate it that you understand why I'm being quick about it. That being said, let's get to it. Yumi, they're reworking her. I'm not going to really go through this. Didn't do it in the last one. I'm not going to do it here. Just know that they're trying to make her playable, not broken, but not also a 40% win rate. That's what they're attempting to do here. Aatrox, I think that this is really going to help him out in the end game. I really think that it's going to help him lane a little bit better and team fight better at the end and not just kind of feel useless. Because I know that unless you're just super fed as Aatrox, at least when I play as him, he just doesn't feel all that great late game. Ashe, man, they really, really want fucking ADCs to fucking blow up this game and do amazing. They're doing everything they can. I'm also finding that they're bringing basic ADCs into the mix a lot more. But yeah, they're getting the Q mana cost decreased, the empower of Q increased by 2 seconds, the W base damage decreased, but the R cooldown increased and decreased late. Increased early and decreased late. Overall, it'll be interesting not to see her as a playable ADC because I think this is huge. I think that it's huge, truly, and we'll see what ends up happening. Asol, shout out to Choco. Tell me what you think if you agree with Choco. He thinks Asol has become basically a mindless champ. Like you just go. You just fucking throw abilities and win. He thinks there's no skill expression anymore. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with him. Health growth and armor growth decreased, and Q burst proc AP ratio decreased. I'm cool with the nerfs. I don't think he's overly strong anymore, so at this point I think this is just fine tuning, but I'm cool with any nerf you give Asol. Hate seeing him. I think he's easy enough to play against if you can stay on him, but hate him. Azir, base stat, passive QWE, they're all adjusted. Essentially, play him more, and I think this is going to be more of a low elo thing. I think they're just trying to give him more viability in lane with doing more burst and trying to give him prevalence to people who don't need to know a million points on him to play him well. I'm not really an Azir main, so if you know more about Azir, let me know what you think, but that's what it's come off to me. Caitlyn, base armor decrease and base attack damage decrease. Always love a nerf. It's not huge, but it's hopefully enough to push her out of every fucking game I'm in ever. Be nice. Fizz, W mana restoration increased, and his E damage adjusted while the mana cost decreased on the E. It seems like they're trying to push assassins in mid lane more. It seems like they're trying to really give them a spot in mid lane. GP has a nerf, and I'm always glad for these. Passive damage decreased. E now shows all players and how many kegs Gangplank has, and then the keg recharge rate increased. So basically, I think that seeing the passive is going to make counterplay different around Gangplank. I think people are going to play more aggressive when he only has 1 or 2 barrels instead of 3, or they're going to save their dashes a little bit more wisely, kind of thing. I think this definitely makes Gangplank having to play around bushes and everything a little bit more serious. If you don't know where he placed one of his 3 and you know he had 3 before he came back out, you know that one's probably in a bush, that kind of thing. The damage and everything I'm also down for. Really glad. I've been seeing GP like every other game, whether my team or not, so this is dope. Jinx, I hate it, but they're really trying to make ADCs prevalent this season, so attack speed growth increased, W mana cost decreased, the slow of W is increased, R damage cap increased by 400 from 8 to 1200. Like if you're not playing Smite right, or if you're being kind of dumb as a team and playing without the jungle, she could steal it from you now. Overall, this is huge. 1.3. It's a 0.36 increase to attack speed. I think this is going to put her prevalent in the bot lane, and I think we'll see that at 3.15. We'll see, or at 3.5. Sorry, 13.5. Sheesh. Kennen. I'm always glad when Kennen gets buffs, but I think they're doing it because Doran's shield is decreased and you're about to see an increase of range champs. Same with Rumble. I think it's going to be really, they're just trying to change up the meta in top lane a little bit and what team comps look like. His Q cooldown has decreased while the Q magic damage has increased. His W range indicator for marked targets now are indicated for when they're marked or not. The E damage to minions has increased. So overall, it just looks like they're trying to put him back in the top lane, which I think this is smart because with the Doran shield decrease, you definitely need these people, especially when they were designed for it, to be more prevalent rather than a Ezreal top. I've been seeing that, or Vayne or whoever. For LeBlanc, Q now refunds 100% of mana and 30% of cooldown upon killing a unit. Now deals bonus damage to minions, and this is all replicated on the RQ cast. I'm not much of a LeBlanc player. You'd have to tell me if this is huge. It does seem big. It seems big. Allowing her to push faster, allowing her to roam more, allowing her to do more in game, and have more prevalency. I don't know if we'll see a lot of her, but I already was, so I feel like this will increase it. Let me know if you're a LeBlanc player. Pantheon, it's Mike Tyson in here. Base health regeneration decreased. The attack speed increased. Q cooldown decreased early, and mana cost decreased on Q. Q tap windup time decreased, and E cooldown increased late. Basically, they're just trying to put him in top lane again. They want him to flex into mid. That's what this paragraph says. They want him to flex into mid when it makes sense, if it can, but they really want him back in top lane. I think support Pantheon has been more of a problem either way. I don't know if we're going to see him. I do think these are big. I think they're prevalent changes. I don't know if we're going to see it. We'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong about this. Kiana, Q base damage increase, E cooldown decrease. This is kind of an adjustment. It's not huge. I think it's enough maybe to put her back in the lane. We'll see maybe matchups. Specific, I don't know if we'll see a lot of her. At least where I'm at, I don't know if I'll see a lot of her. I love Kiana's though. I love playing with them. Rammus, they decrease his attack damage growth and decrease the Q base damage. I think this only slows him down. I don't think this stops him from being picked. I haven't seen a lot of him personally. He's got like a 50-something% win rate and is considered S tier right now, I believe. I'm not scared of Rammus, but the reason I think they're keeping him kind of relevant is because it's ADC meta. If you have Rammus to take care of the ADC, it makes sense. I think they're really trying to base it around his E and not him and his Q. I think they're trying to make it just him, make his engage just that, his engage. Rumble, basically they made the magic resist from his E increase both on the first hit and second hit and scaled to late game. So instead of 10 and 20 respectively, it's 12 to 20 and 24 to 40, which is huge. I don't know if like that alone, we might see a lot more Rumbles as a solid counter pick to Magic team comps or top lane picks in general. I don't know. Samira, her passive movement speed pack stacks have been increased, but they've been decreased late. 1 to 4 is what it was. It's now 2 to 3.5. I think this will give her more agency with this ability. Obviously early to mid, but she has to be fed, I think, for it to get most of its agency late game. Trinamir, his health growth and AD increased. Health growth and AD growth has both increased. It's not by a lot. It's 3 and 0.3. These do add up over time, don't get me wrong, but it's I think this is just going to make him playable in the top lane. They nerfed AP Twitch. Very glad about this. I don't know if 5% is going to be enough, but it should be way more than enough. 5% is a big number, so we'll see. We'll see what I'm just tired of seeing. I'm tired of seeing Twitch. I'm just get him out, leave. Gone. Bye. Hate him on my team. Hate him on the enemy team. Just bye. He's like Ezreal's. Get out of my games. Xayah got nerfed. Her E base damage decreased and her cooldown increased for the E. So yeah, this is good. I think she's been a little bit too strong in the past couple patches. Bonus damage from ghouls decreased on Yorick. Mr. Repeat, if you watch this, let me know how you feel about that. It's a 10% decrease. It's huge. 10%. I do think that was the one thing that was really fucking me as Yorick, so I'm actually cool with this, but I bet you or Yorick mains might hate this a little bit. Zed, his base MR has been decreased, his E cooldown decreased late as well. I really think they're putting assassins again in the mid lane as much as they can. They're trying to not make them busted, but they're trying to put them in as counterplay to ADCs. That's my opinion. Counter jungling, they just got rid of 20% decreased damage to enemy camps, so now all camps take 20% increased damage. They thought that counter jungling, getting rid of it, might add interesting gameplay styles, it might help newer people get in, all these things that didn't happen. Glad they did this. At first, oh yeah, so it still seems like I did the math on this earlier. So basically, it looks like Blue's XP is lower and gold is lower, and then Red's gold is much higher. Also, since it's a bot lane meta, it's like I'm going to benefit most from going to bot lane, it feels like. But yeah, I think the gold's trying to offset the fact that you're behind as a jungler. You will always be behind in levels, period. It's not impossible to be a level up or ahead, but you've got to play damn near a perfect game, and the right situations have to be beautiful. Which is why at first I hated this. They're nerfing jungle lane experience. If you have a jungle item, it's no longer 75% of total experience. It's scaling from 40 to 75 from minute 0 to 14 minutes. So meaning if you cover a wave or you gank, you get 40% at minute 0. Instead of 75%, meaning you will be behind if you're perma ganking. You'll be even more behind now. You'll definitely be behind the jungler. You'll be up in gold, but you won't have XP. So this will help me feel better when I'm comparing myself to the enemy jungler and when I'm counter ganking, because I was farming accurately or adequately and doing what I was supposed to. I couldn't get ganks off because we're always pushed up, maybe, but I got objectives and I farmed and I got 1 or 2 ganks that were really good. They'll still be behind me because of that, even if they're 10 and 5. And that makes me feel better because now I can counter gank. Now I can counter play. Now I can punish. I can do things that I need to do to offset the enemy jungler. Don't know if I love this, but I think it will help. Hate that they did this. Don't know why they did this. I really don't. I would have to go watch some higher play and see how early and how much they're abusing this, but really only hurts. Mid game is still going to be the same. I pretty much don't buy it early anyways. Most people don't watch map in the elo I'm in right now, so as I'm climbing, it'll matter a little bit more and has mattered a little bit more. Cosmic Drive, they're getting rid of the health, the crystal, and adding a tome in it, so it's going up by 15 AP, or 25 AP. I'm actually excited to see if this comes back in the game because they fucking killed it. They nerfed that shit with the 3 abilities and yeah, this is really cool. Steel caps now look for all auto attacks for its damage reduction rather than auto attacks with just auto attacks bind to the auto attack, nothing else. So I don't know if this was the case, but it seems like if it's in a powered auto attack, it might not have been blocked by plated steel caps, but it will now. Warwick's technically, I believe it's his Q counts as an auto attack or his R counts as auto attack, for example, so those would be reduced as well by steel caps. So this is a really cool, especially in an ADC meta, really glad about that. Really glad they're nerfing Seraph's Embrace. Hated this. Mages were too tanky. They could go more on the health. Hate it so much. This is cool. I love this. Don't do anything. Go worse if you can. Runes, they took out the healing out of Grasp. Now it's just going to be, they're trying to focus it more on tanks. So they even gave it more health per stack. And so they're really trying to get it more in the tank's hands and not the fighter's hands, and really try to make it that. Healing in general, they seem to be nerfing, because Triumph, they also made this 2.5 plus 5% of missing health, which I did the math earlier. If you have like 2,500, used to you get 250 per kill. Now, if I did the math right, it's like 150. If you were missing at that 1,500 health. But if it's the more health you have, the less healing you do, so they'll be able to really. Now also mixed with the anti-heal changes. Interesting. Mixed with the anti-heal changes, this might be like similar, but I'll have to see how this plays out. For this video, I don't care about ARAM. I do plan on doing Clash. Don't forget to check that out in the video below, or the link in the below the video in the description. Champion pricing, I'm just going to TLDR this. This is really interesting. They're basically making it so that easy champs, champs that will help you integrate into the game more, that are very simplistic, that would help newer players learn the game. You don't have a lot going on. Cheap, $450. And then $1350, it's going to be like more medium skill expression, your Yasuo's, Lucian sets. They're more fun to play, but they're not extremely difficult. And then your extremely difficult ones like LeBlanc, Shaco, Yorick, other people who take a little bit more game knowledge and understanding of pathing or positioning, stuff like that. Things that become a little more complex at $3150. All of these. And I don't know, 4444 is only perfection and beauty. I wonder if Jhin will actually cost that, or if that's just a joke that they're playing. 4800 is where the majority of the people will play. So the first 3 are going to be very probably select people, and probably older ones specifically. And then 63 and 7800. 7800 are champions that come out in the past week. After that, they'll then go down to 6300. Then they'll stay at 6,300 for 2 years. And after that next season, they'll drop into one of these tiers above. Probably the 4,800, but if it's like a Warwick Point 2 comes out, they'll throw it in the 450, right? Behavioral systems, now if you AFK at all, no matter the reason, you'll get 1 minute penalty. I really think this should be 2.5 minutes, but you'll get 1 minute penalty on the next game. I think it's a joke. I can go get chips and stall for a minute without ever feeling hurt. 32-bit client. I don't really care about this because I don't play on 32-bit. I'm sure some people may love that they did this. Competitive, they're increasing the first dodge from -3 to -5, and now subsequent dodges from 10 to 15. This is just to accommodate for increased LP gains. I will see y'all in the next video. Come check out Twitch. Come check out the community below. You'll see the Twitter, everything. You'll see it all below in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the videos. I plan on starting to put out a lot more. So thank you very much. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.